What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Rescue and putting her up against GBR, so that will be Galactus and Master Mold we'll be trying her against. This was another subscriber requested character, so I did get her to level 70 to try her out. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at her build, and then we'll hop into the gameplay. So for her gear here, we do have her last gear at 25, and that was to get that extra ignore defense, because I did need that to get her to cap. And then as you can see from the Uru, I also needed some skill cooldown on top of that ignore defense. So that's why those Uru are on her, just to get those stats closer to cap. And then we have her skills here. We have most of them leveled, well, half of them leveled up. Only 4, 2, and 1 are not leveled up because they don't really have any extra effects. 4. I didn't finish leveling up, just to remind myself if I do make a video like this that you do not need to fully level this up, because you get that all attack, all speed, and crit rate at that 25% at level 1. So you don't really need to level that up. You know, unless you want to level it up for the extra damage, because that is going to be the skill that you have your damage proc on. And then the Isolate set here, we have Overdrive at stage 6, and then for her Obelisk here, we have a max HP with a 180 damage proc on it. So that's what she's looking like right here for the purpose of the video. Oh, well, we can take a look at the details here first. So her attack speed is a little bit low, crit rate a little bit low, and crit damage a little bit low, but luckily they're not insanely low, so she does okay. And then we have the ignore defense at 48% and her skill cooldown at 47%, which both are close enough to cap that it doesn't really matter too much about getting the extra couple percentage points. And yeah, that's what my rescue is looking like. So let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay and see how she did. Alright, so here we are at Galactus. We have 2 random teammates here that we got from the public lobby. We've got a tier 3 Sharon, and then we have a tier 3 Jean Grey. So we definitely have some good teammates here to hopefully carry us through if Rescue's not able to pull her own weight. But for Rescue's case, we are going kind of full damage, or like max support that we can. We have Nick Fury for his leadership and passive, and then we have Shuri for her tier 2 passives. Are going full DPS here, giving Rescue the best possible chance to try to do a third of the damage in the time required. Yeah, so the skill rotation I'm going to be using for Rescue is pretty much the normal one. We're going to let the 5th skill kind of charge up so that we get to the 3rd level for the giant blue orb there. So as you can see, it's at max size, so we have the full effect of the spirit bomb there. So that would be on the 3rd charge up. And then as soon as it gets to the 3rd charge, you just cancel right into the 4th skill, and then the 4th skill is where you're going to proc. Yeah, so we just skipped ahead right here to halfway through the fight, so he's down to his last 40 bars, just because save a little bit of time there. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, my rotation for her after we proc on the 4th skill is I will usually use the 2nd skill. It's got an iframe, it does a little bit of damage for us, and then I use the 3rd skill, get that super armor back, and we get our kind of summons in there, the little robots that'll help shoot down Galactus for us. But luckily they don't really proc the obelisk for us, so she's really a safe character for using a regular damage proc on. So it's quite nice, because even though her 5th skill has a, isn't it a 9? Yeah, it's a 9-second cooldown. I never really have, well, except for right there, but that's because Galactus kind of interrupted us. I never really have an issue landing her damage proc on the 4th skill, but I guess that's because when you charge up the orb on the 5th skill, it doesn't really hit the boss there, so you can proc on the 4th skill like right away, so it's really easy to time her damage proc. So she's one of the few characters that has a more than 7-second cooldown on her skill, but you can still proc pretty reliably on your desired skill for the damage proc. So I do like that about her. She has great survivability from the damage immunity. I don't think it's invincibility. Yeah, the damage immunity on the 5th skill, and then we have an iframe on the 4th skill. We got an iframe on the 2nd skill, and then on the 3rd skill we have some more damage immunity, and also she's got her built-in healing. Healing is quite low, but as you can see, 964, that just keeps procking every, was that every second, I guess, or is it every second and a half? Is quite nice, so she's really safe to play. So I definitely like Rescue as a character. Great survivability, and her damage isn't too bad, as we are seeing here. We've got 17 bars left, and we have 5 minutes left, so we're halfway through. But yeah, of course, Rescue is not going to be the one that's carrying this. We have the tier 3s in here to make sure that we kind of finish the stage, but we'll get a good idea of what Rescue is capable of here at the end of this. There we go, got another proc going on there, and oh, I guess we didn't proc correctly on that skill. Looks like the proc might be a little bit off. It actually didn't trigger, so that was kind of surprising. So after using the 5th skill and the 4th skill, the proc actually didn't activate. That's kind of surprising because she has quite a few hits when you combine those 2 skills together. And now Galactus is shooting our own blue orbs back at us because those are pretty much the exact same orb that Rescue charges up here. See, look, boom, at that 3rd phase, that's the same orb that Galactus is using. Or it looks exactly the same. Even the explosion is the same for the lingering effects, and we are getting knocked around by these purple circles at the bottom there, which is reducing our, or actually it's blocking our healing, but we're still going to be okay because we got our damage immunity and our iframes to rely on. Down to the last 10 bars here, so it is going to be cutting it kind of close for the time here. So it's probably just because the Sharon didn't really have much support with her. The Jean looked like it was a full-on damage team though, because they had Cyclops leadership, and then didn't you have Coulson as well? I can't even remember. But either way, we're about to finish this. We're gonna have what, like 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Oh, maybe not. He's doing this. Can we get in there, do the damage? I think I die right here. Yeah, I got a little greedy. I was trying to get some damage in there, but there we go. The Cyclops finished that off for us. So 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. So let's see, where did we land with Rescue here? All right, so we got 16 million there. 6 minutes 42 seconds. So we got like 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. So what is that going to be, like another 4 to 5 million that she could potentially have got if we allow the full 10 minutes of just solid damage dealing for Rescue there. So she'll get around 20 to 21 million. I mean, that's not bad. That's not quite a third of the damage. We want to get to 24 or 25 million to really have that be significant, but keep in mind, I have a 180 proc on her, so if you put maybe a CTP of energy on her, if you put a 200% proc on her, if you put more Uru on her, you could get there, but I was using max support. So yeah, I think she's just barely on the cusp of being able to do Galactus for 1/3 of the damage. You have to pretty much maximize your build on her to get that 1/3 damage. So here we are at Master Mold. We have a Jean Grey that's going to be helping us out there at tier 3. Besides that, the other teammates not really going to be doing too much for us. We've got Supergiant here for the debuff removal, and then we've got Coulson for his tier 2 passive, and then of course Rescue as our main damage dealer. So let's just go ahead and fly through this here, because that Jean is probably going to be melting away quite a few bars from Master Mold here, but we should still get a good idea of what Rescue will be able to do here for Master Mold. But in terms of Galactus, I would say she's not really a clear that you're going to want to rely on, because it requires a lot of building to make her kind of viable for Galactus to be able to do like 1/3 of the damage, to actually pull her own weight, because you're going to need full support and a pretty strong build on her. I mean, my build, like I said, is a little underwhelming, but you're going to have to pull out like another 4 million, maybe 5 million damage, so Obelisk and Uru is what you're going to need to kind of fill that in. And of course, if you have better cards than me, keep that in mind as well. My cards are probably about average, I'd say, to a little bit above average. Yeah, so those are kind of the few factors that you can take into account there. So we're just at the next phase here. Yeah, just the next phase. All right, so now Master Mold's going to jump, and what do we got? We're in 2nd place right now. I didn't catch the value right there on what kind of damage we're doing, but as you can see, the bars are melting, so Rescue is doing something here. So let's find out if it was significant or not, because I honestly can't remember. I recorded all of these clears kind of at the same time for like 4 or 5 different characters in terms of GVR, so I can't remember who did what. Alright, so we're only 2 minutes in though, and we've got, what, 23 bars left, so that's not too bad. So Rescue is looking pretty good here against Master Mold. But most characters will do better against Master Mold. Lower defenses and maybe less kind of HP overall. Oh, there we go. Where was that? 13 13 million in 2 minutes and like 10 seconds or so. That's actually pretty dang good. So she's definitely going to be able to pull her own weight against Master Mold here, which doesn't surprise me very much because she was really close to doing it for Galactus for me. So Master Mold being weaker than Galactus, I would expect her to be able to pull more than a third of the damage. So she probably should be able to do like half of the damage for Master Mold in the full time limit, maybe even like 60 or 70% of the damage, depending on what the final value is going to be here. We're down to the last 10 bars, so we'll find out pretty soon what she was able to do. But it's looking good for rescue here. Is this going to be like a 3.5 minute clear, or 3 minutes and like 20 seconds? Oh, 3 minutes and like 10 seconds. Here we go. Alright, perfect. So let's see what rescue did. So we're probably going to be second place because I don't think the other guy was doing much of anything. Yeah, there we go. So about 19 million. So we did 31% of the damage in 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So yeah, rescue definitely a viable option for Master Mold if you wanted to use her there. So that's good. Yeah, so that's going to be the kind of video here showcasing rescue for Galactus. You're going to need quite a bit of investment to get her to be able to clear a third of the damage. For Master Mold, even with the build that I have right here, she'll be able to pull well over a third of the damage for you, 40 or 50% of the damage quite easily. So she's going to be a really good Master Mold clear, not as good for Galactus. So overall, rescue, really strong character if you want to get her to level 70 just for fun. She can do GBR for you if you put more investment into her. So yeah, fun character. Happy to have her at level 70. Good addition to the roster. And that's going to be it for this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. And of course I will catch you in the next one.